Hello everybody, it's Mike Levin, Friday, July 24th, out walking the big guy, and I am re-engaging in the Pipulate project. When I look at github.com/McLevin, which is my address that shows the color coding of my GitHub commit activity, it really reveals sort of like the texture of your programming life, similar to how Instagram shows the visual texture of your life. And it has really impressed on me that I go in sort of week-long focused stints where I get a lot done, and then I sort of come up out of that mode and almost decompress and am more engaged in the always-on daily activity of New York marketing agency life, where the client's needs always come first. And as a director, I do a lot of mentoring. I've been in the SEO industry as long as there's been, say, popular search engines, the Alta Vista, Go, InfoSeek, Lycos, Hotbot days. The list goes on. Now, of course, it's all about Google, and it is much more important these days. Ooh, look at that nice bit of quartz that's been uncovered from the boulder. Pipulate has to urgently be finished. It is my path to professional success as a secret weapon. I'm used to having secret weapons. It's changed over the years. And Pipulate plus the whole Python programming platform is my latest one. It's so easy to get a new programmer up and running on Python, and Python functions plug in so easy to Pipulate that I anticipate a pretty robust community springing up as people come to realize what I've built. It is a little difficult to see the greater vision of Pipulate, and that's going to be in my court now, and that will probably be the tone that my videos shift to in not too long, from the development of the tool to the actual using of the tool. And I got set back recently by Google removing something called their ClientLogin method from the GData API, which is a long way of saying it no longer takes username and passwords. It only uses something called OAuth authentication, which involves a web browser popping up and sort of using the login capability or a login service from another provider, in this case Google, who issues you back a temporary token that you can use in lieu of a username and password. And that's been around for a while, and that's the way login occurred on Pipulate for users of the tool. But there's also this other side of things, which is the server scheduled, tasks. So once you're happy with a Pipulate job, you just sort of throw in some asterisks to turn it into a trending job and invite a particular Gmail address in. And then that account that belongs to that Gmail address steps in and starts doing all the automated scheduled background stuff, so you don't have to be there clicking a button to run your repeated Pipulate jobs. And for that back-end server side, I was using ClientLogin. I was using a username and password right on the hard drive, which is always a bad idea. I had used a tool that Google provided that gave out temporary passwords that you could revoke. And that was a nice in-between solution, but now that Google has deprecated ClientLogin under GData, I have to switch the server side of things over to OAuth2 as well, which is a little bit tricky because it involves storing tokens and renewing them when they expire. So that's the work I've been involved in right now to bring back the scheduling aspect. Without scheduling, Pipulate is not sufficiently better than old tools that I've created to merit introducing it to the world as sort of a big new thing for the SEO industry. So that's the work I'm doing today. I anticipate being through it and to be back where I was before they deprecated that piece of the API. and hopefully maintain my momentum and actually get to what I'm deeming release 1. I have been criticized by putting out software before it was ready, but you know what? That's what GitHub is. I've only ever called it alpha and beta. It is not ready for prime time release, and I have never called it release 1. There's a very clear way of doing that through GitHub, which I plan to do as soon as things are in a solid state. So I'm not doing the coding, the on-screen coding as much, because there's a lot more minutia going on. I hope to get back to that, and I certainly will when I start creating this function and that in Pipulate. And as I said before, anything you can program as a standalone Python function, you can just plug into Pipulate. Any function that takes an input and gives an output. The input can be gained from the columns in the spreadsheet, and the output plugged into a column with the same name as the function. And that's where this gets really exciting. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say this morning. Thanks for joining me. Hope to talk to you soon, and don't forget to subscribe.